Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you for logging in to the FIME Exhibitors webinar. Thank you for confirming your participation as an exhibitor this year with FIME. We are glad to have you on board. Today's webinar is going to cover all the instructions and a step-by-step process of how you can onboard your company, complete your company profile, onboard your other colleagues into the virtual or the online element. You can also take it forward by looking at the other elements that speak around your hybrid experience. That means if you're a company that is going to participate online as well as at the physical show, then we're going to cover all the aspects that are related to your participation at FIME 2021. As you're aware, we will be launching the online platform today in a couple of hours for most of our attendees. So you might have heard from your account manager with a link to an exhibitor guide. We will also be dropping all of those materials in the chat section towards the end of the webinar. I also have Melanie here. Miss Melanie is from Swapcard. Swapcard is our official virtual event partner. She will then take you through some tips and tricks and basically share some best practices around how you can use our online platform to optimize your experience to ensure you're getting the best return on your investment with our show. Towards the end, we are also happy to take any questions that you may have. So while myself and Melanie are going through the onboarding and registration process in detail, if you have any doubts, any questions, or any concerns that you feel at any stage, we'll be happy to answer all of those questions towards the last 15 minutes of the hour. So please feel free to drop your questions in the chat window. We'll either come back to you towards the last few minutes or definitely come back to you with a reply on your chat or via an email. The idea is to ensure that all of you have enough knowledge and information on how you can utilize your experience, and so that you have enough days to sort of expand your visibility and ensure that you're getting enough exposure for your brand at FIME 2021. Right now, what you see on the screen is the welcome email to a portal called Customer Center. If you are a repeated exhibitor, if you're a company that has previously participated with FIME, you would have seen this email. Customer Center is the same portal that we've used previously, even with our regular physical shows. And that is the portal from where you would usually apply for exhibitor badges, or you would submit your stand design. To make this process simpler for you, this year, even the online element registration has been mapped all inside Customer Center in a way to ensure that you find all your resources in one common place. So I'm going to start with the welcome email that you receive from our system. So generally, it starts right from when you have signed the contract and submit it to your sales manager. Your sales manager would then process the contract in our system, and as soon as the contract has been confirmed, you would get a welcome email in your inbox. This would generally be sent out to the person who has either signed the contract or the appointed person who has been given to us as the primary contact to manage that account. Once you receive this welcome email, you can clearly notice it comes from a system called Customer Center. It has a clear FIME banner, so you cannot lose it in your inbox. And then you will find that your company name and your booth number is as you had agreed with your sales manager. Sure, I can try and zoom into my desktop. Can you see that better? And you will be able to see that the booth number and the company name is as you provided to your account manager. You will then have a username, which is generally your email address with a little bit of a string after it, and a URL that takes you to the Customer Center. So what I have here on the screen is a test email, but the URL would directly take you into your Customer Center login. If you are not able to receive, if for whatever reason your logins on the screen are not working, please feel free to reach out to this email address, which is where our customer service team members are available to answer all your questions. Or you can even just forward the email with your screenshot of what you're facing in terms of logging to Customer Center, and we'll be able to support you. As soon as you've clicked on the URL and you've logged into Customer Center, your screen would show, would land on the home page of Customer Center. Now, generally, When you land on Customer Center, you would find that there is a welcome message up there on the screen. Let me try and zoom this in so you can see it better. What we have included here in terms of messaging is just so it doesn't miss your eye. You can see that the exhibitor registration form is now included within your exhibitor badge section, which we will look into in a minute. And it's also important to note that Swapcard is our official virtual event partner. So if you're getting emails from a domain called @swapcard.com, rest assured it is regarding your FIME participation, and you're probably getting reminders to meetings that you've committed to, connections you've made, or you're probably getting messages from somebody on the platform. Again, on the right side, you'll be able to see the booth number that has been assigned to your company. All of this information should match what you have purchased and you've agreed. If it does not, then please feel free to write back to FIME customer service @informa.com. One of us will immediately look into your account and come back to you with any solutions and any suggestions that we have to your question. Once you've gone through all of this information, it's also important that you look at the tiles that are here at the body of the screen. So there are various tiles here that are meant for you to submit. Some of them have a very clear reminder, and obviously those are part of your physical participation at the live in-person show. For today's onboarding, I will concentrate on how you can register yourself and your colleagues. You start by going into a section that's clearly mentioned as exhibitor badges and lead retrieval. When you click on that tile, it opens a new screen which gives you information on what are the different kinds of badges that are available to you as an exhibitor. So broadly speaking, there are two kinds of badges that are available to you as an exhibitor. One that is meant for live and online participation, meaning that can be used for both, and one that is used only for online participation. Now, given the world over scenario, with the fact that we have travel restrictions somewhere in place, or you have limited budgets of sending your colleagues to a stand, and also the fact that we're maintaining social distancing and our Informa All Secure guidelines need to be followed, our stands will not be allowing more than a certain number of personnel based on the size of the stand that you've purchased. And so to regulate the number of badges or the number of people that are allowed to man a stand, the badge type that is called as exhibitor live and online is limited to a certain number. So what we've done is we've assigned a ceiling limit to how many badges you can claim under the live and online category. This allows you to ensure that you're registering people who are definitely on board to travel to the show, and you're not registering people who may or may not travel. If you have other colleagues in your company that would like to benefit from your presence at the show, we would highly recommend that you add them under online only, especially the colleagues that are not going to be traveling but still want to optimize the networking opportunity. The good news is we are not going to limit any representation on the online platform, which means that for online only, you can register all of your colleagues if you wish, and give them the right tools and the right tricks on how to utilize the Swapcard platform. So the limit is purely because it's social distancing rules and because we want to follow Informa All Secure at the show so that we can deliver a safe event. And we'll see in the next screen on how this limit is applicable to every stand. Again, as is mentioned over here, please take your time to read through the text when you're at this step. But what's important is once you have registered your colleague, you will receive a welcome email from an email called noreply@swapcard.com. So watch out for that email in your inbox. Another important piece is everybody that you add either as live and online or online only will somehow also get linked to your company in terms of the lead retrieval process. There will be more information around the lead retrieval process closer to the show. So for now, as I mentioned, we're going to cover the onboarding and how we want to register your colleagues into the system. And then you see a very clear button that takes you into a system called GES Visit. Again, just to highlight, GES or Visit is our registration partner. So all of these systems are connected to FIME. So it's kind of important for you to know that any of the emails that come from these email addresses are all linked to FIME 2021. When you click on the button, on the green button here, you will land on a page that says visit connect.ges.com, but it will clearly hold a FIME logo on the top left corner. So it will tell you that you are in the right screen. You will also see that there are a few tabs on the left side of your screen that says Stand Personal, Registrants, and Leads. We'll go through each of them in detail. Stand Personal is the only key important piece that is meant for you to register yourself or your colleagues to the stand. When you hover around this new button or the registration number, you will find that you have two kinds of badges allowed to yourself. And like I mentioned previously, the live and online is a badge type that is limited based on your stand size. So you can see I have claimed one badge out of 5. And the online only clearly gives me unlimited access. So if you have a lot of colleagues that will not be able to travel or are located in other geographical locations but still want to use your account to maximize networking, please go ahead and add them as online only. The process is that once you click on new, you get to select which kind of badge you're going to add. Once you've selected the type of badge, a small dialog box opens that allows you to fill up a form for that person. Remember, the email address needs to be unique per person because that email address will then get an account inside the virtual event. And that's why it's important that you are entering unique email addresses for every colleague. And the other thing to note is it's important you click on the green buttons and avoid the blue button because only the green button will ensure that your registration completes. Once you've completed your registration, you will see your record has been added over here, and there will be a change in the number of batches that you've claimed. So you'll see that the count has gone up. Once you've registered your colleague, or for instance, you started by registering yourself, I think one of the most key points is you must start by registering yourself. Once you've registered yourself, on your inbox, you will find an email from noreply@swapcard.com that looks like this. It will clearly say this is your access to the FIME online platform, and it will give you it'll give you a quick snapshot of everything that you can do within the virtual event platform. And there's a clear button that takes you to create your profile. You do not receive specific login credentials. So if this is your first time exhibiting with an event that is based inside SwapCard, then when you click on create your profile, you will land within SwapCard and you will be prompted to enter, create a new password. But if this is not your first time, then either your browser already remembers your password from the last time, or that's what your home screen would look like. Either your browser already, whoa, what's wrong with that? Sorry, give me a second. I would already remember your logins from your previous time, or you will have to create a password when you're logging in for the first time. This is what your screen should look like once you have logged in. From here, I want to hand over to Melanie, who can take you through how to optimize your company profile and how to maximize your networking opportunities within FIME. Melanie, over to you.
Thanks, Divya. Hi, everyone. Let me just share my screen. So once you are logged in, you will arrive on the home page of the event with your account. So this is the home page of the event, and I will start with the exhibitor center. So this is where you can edit your company information. So you have two ways to arrive on the exhibitor center from the home page. The first one is here, if you edit your company information here. And the second one is under the drop-down menu on your profile picture, you have the option Exhibitor Center. So whenever you click on both options, you will arrive on the Exhibitor Center. So here you have the first page of the Exhibitor Center. And if you go to company profile here, or edit my company profile at the right, sorry, let me just zoom a bit so you will see everything. Yeah. Then you will be able to edit your company information. So if I go here, then that will open the overview of my company virtual booth. As you can see here, And you can start editing your information by clicking on all options here, edit. So you will have all the information available for your company. The first one is the header picture for your booth. Just note that whenever you have a design to upload, you will have all the requirements noted on the right, as you can see here. Then you have the option to add a video header. So we have different ways to add that from YouTube, from Vimeo, or with any other iframe by adding the source URL link. Then you can add or edit your company logo here. Same, you have all the requirements noted on the right. And you can also edit your company name here. The only thing that is locked is the booth location. As you can see here, you won't be able to edit that information. Then if you want to add more information, you have the option here, information at the bottom right. So if I click on it, then I will arrive on the second page, where I have the overview of my company, where I can add a small description. And then I have a few custom fields. So as you can see here, you have the title of the custom field. And then if you click here, you have the drop-down menu where you could edit the value. So you have country coverage, a lot of information for your company, the product category offered, the focus day, etc., etc. Then if you want to add social media for your company, same. If you switch on the right, then you will have all this option. We have the kind of famous one, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And then if you click on see all social networks, you will have more options in case you want to add more for your company. And then you have the contact details for your company. Same, if you click here, then you arrive on the contact details page where you could have an email for your company. I just recommend to have general email for your company and not your personal one, because everyone will have access to that information. Same for the phone number, just make sure that this is your professional number. And then you have the website for your company and the address. So this is the basic information that you could have for your company. And then if I go back to the overview, you have two more options on the right, one for the advertising and one for the background picture. So the advertising will come at the top right of your virtual booth. So same here, you can add the advertising by clicking on the option, upload the design from your computer, and here you can have a redirection link behind the picture. So just add an external link here, or you could even link the advertising to one of your products. And then here you can add the link and create your advertising. Then once you have added your advertising, you have the background picture option. So that will come at the back. Yeah, this is the background of your virtual booth. So as you can see here, this is the background. So same here, you just have to click on that option and upload a design for the background picture from your computer directly. So once you have done that, the next step is the option to add your documents for your company booth. So if you click on the documents here, as you can see, we have already uploaded some documents for the Informa Markets healthcare booth. And at the top right, you'll have the option to add the documents or to add additional documents. So whenever you click on that option, you will have the first option to upload your document from the computer. Then you can choose a title for that and a small overview for the document and create your document. It will be added directly to your booth, as you can see here. And if you have some already added, you can edit them here or delete them. Once you have added your documents, you have also the option to add your own products for the company booth. So here, same at the top right, you have the option to add products, and here you have the number of products added. So whenever you click on add product here, you will have to choose category and subcategory for your products. So if you click on that option, you will see the drop-down menu where you can choose your category for the products. And then you have the name of the product and the description. Once you have added your products, then you will see like this. And same, you can edit your products whenever you want and add more information like pictures. And then if you scroll down, you'll see some custom field. So here we have the focus day link to your products, the product video if you want to add any video to your product, and any product information like a link to a brochure or a flyer. And if you need, you can delete your products with that option at the bottom. Once you have added this information, you will have here the option to have your meetings. So I'm going through the menu on the left. That will be easier for you to remember. So you have the meetings tab here. So this is basically where you can manage your meetings request to the booth. So here, as you can see, I have a notification that I have a meeting. And at the top, I can see the meetings for all the members or for each of the team member. So you will see your meeting request here. Sorry, I'm supposed to have a meeting here. It's just that I'm logged into many events. Anyway, that's fine. Let's go to another event. So here you have the meetings tab, and this is where you will see all your meetings requests for the booth. So basically a participant who is sending a meeting request to your booth. As you can see here, so you have the list of meetings. At the top, you have the different filters where you can filter by confirm meeting, pending, cancelled, and decline. And if you click on one meeting request, then you will be able to assign a person for the meeting. So for example, here the requester for the meeting is Johan, and then I can assign someone from the team for that meeting. So it's very important to assign someone from the team for the meeting. Otherwise, when the meeting will start, the requester won't see anything because no one has been assigned for the meeting, especially if it's a virtual meeting. So please check your meetings tab and make sure that you have assigned someone for each meeting. And then you can accept the meeting or decline if you need to reschedule it. You can export your meetings as well with the option at the top right here if you want to share that with your team or if you want an Excel with all the information about meetings. Then if I continue in the exhibitor center, you have the option Teams Contact. So this is where you will see all your Teams contacts. So the one that you have made yourself and the ones made by the whole team. So let's take the demo event as well here, as we don't have any contacts made yet for FIME. So for an example,
Hi, Melody. Can
yeah,
you? Okay, great. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I've changed the audio settings. I hope everyone can hear me now.
Yes, we all can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, this is where you can see all your team's contacts. So I was just saying you could search someone by their name here, and this is where you will see all the contacts made by yourself and the ones made by your team's member as well. And if you want to export all your leads, you have the option at the top right here, export all. And if you click on that option, you will get an Excel file with all the contact made and all their information. So let's go back to FIME. The next option that you have on the Exhibitor Center is the analytics. So this is where you will see all the analytics for your booth. So at the moment, we have only the number of views of your company profile because the event is not live yet. But once the event starts, you will get more traffic on your company profile, so you will have more analytics. Let me just show you the analytics of our demo event. And as you can see, we have more analytics. So you will have number of views for your company profile. You will have the number of contacts made, the number of contacts with scoring, the number of views of your advertising. So the one that you could upload at the top right of your booth. You will have also the number of people who bookmarked your company, the number of confirmed meetings, and the average of scorings made by your members. So this is where you could see all the analytics for your booth. Then we have the last option of the Exhibitor Center, which is your team. And this is where you will be able to see all the team members for your company. And for each member, you can edit the profile here and get access to the settings. So you have the option to show the profile of that person on the company booth or not. And you have the option to share the contact with the team. So it's up to you if you want to deactivate this option. This is in your profile settings. Also, if you want to add more members to your company, this is something you could do via visit. Just get in touch with your sales responsible or just follow the instruction done by Divya earlier. I think I'm done for the Exhibitor Center. Let me just go back to the event and I will show you how you can network and how you can use the event features to get some networking and leads. So if you are on the Exhibitor Center and if you want to go back to the event interface, you can click here on switch to the event and then you will be back on the event homepage. As you can see here, we have one menu at the top here and one as boxes. So this is exactly the same. What I wanted to show you is how to add and edit your personal information for your personal profile. So you have two options to access your personal profile. You can click on edit here, or you can go under your profile picture here in my profile. So I'm just using Divya's account here to show you everything. And this is where you can add your personal information. So same as the company, you can edit here and then add all the information. We have some custom fields here where you can choose the values that you want. Sorry, I'm just accepting the new data for you, Divya. And here you will get access to the information. So you can change your profile picture, your name, last name, job title, and company. And if you click on About Me, this is where you can add your biography. So by default, all the custom fields have been filled during the registration with the values that you have chosen already. But if you go at the bottom, then you will be able to add more information, especially the social media for yourself. And same that the company, you have few examples here that you can complete with your personal social media links. And at the end, we have the contact details. So this is where you could add your personal information. Just note that whenever you will accept a connection request with someone else, they will have access to your contact details. So by default, on the event, people won't see your contact details, but they will see them whenever you have a connection made with someone. So yeah, once you have completed your personal profile, then we can go through the events and especially how to network. So as you can see here, we have a button attendees. So this is where we will find all the participants of the event. And at the top of the page, you will see AI matches. So the platform works with AI for the networking, and this is all the recommendation that we are doing with the AI system based on the information that you have on your profile. So you can scroll on the right to see all the recommendation that you have. Then the second line is the online people. So this is currently the people online on the platform, as you can see with the green dot. And then you have the full list of attendees. So what you can do maybe to filter the person that you are interested in, you could select the matches at the top with the AI, and then you can use the filter on the left. So we have made different filters here for you to find a good person to network with. We have the focus day, we have the nature of business, and you just have to select, for example, here, one filter, and then the selection will appear on the right, as you can see here. Same for the rest. We have, after nature of business, interested in to connect with. We have country, product categories of interest, and product subcategories. So same here for product. You just have to select the product that you are interested in, for example, infrastructure, and then you will see all the people that have selected this value in their custom field, in their profile. So then when you have found the right person, you just have to click on their profile. So for example, I will take the first one. And when you will arrive on that person profile, you will have two options to network. So the first one is sending a connection request, as you can see on the right. So here you can just type your message here for Antoine and send a connection request. So then Antoine will receive the connection request, and on his side, on his profile, he will accept or decline the connection request. Then the second way to network with one person is to send a meeting request. So as you can see, when you arrive on the profile, you have here the different slots for a meeting. So what you can do is to click on see more slots, and then you will be able to see all the slots available to meet that person. So what you have to do is just you select the slot that is suitable for you. So for example, 8:40 for me. And then I will send the meeting request, so I can choose between online meeting and on-site meeting at the person booth. So here I will choose online, and I will send a message to that person with my meeting request, and I will send my meeting request. So once I've sent the meeting requests, as you can see on the profile, I won't be able to see the slots anymore, but I will see the meeting request with the pending status. If you want to see all the meetings that you have, you just have to go to My Event button. This is your kind of personalized event. And in My Meetings here, you will be able to see all the slots with all the meetings that you have. So I don't have any meetings at the moment, except the one that I've sent to Antoine, which is pending. And I have also an option to make myself unavailable for a specific slot. So as you can see here, if I don't want to have any meeting on that slot, I will just click on make myself unavailable, and this slot will disappear from my personal profile. That's it for the networking. So yeah, this is how you can do networking by sending a connection request or a meeting request. And at any time, if you want to export your contacts, so your personal contacts made by yourself, not at the company level, you can go under your profile picture in My Contacts. And here you will find all the contacts made during the event. So Divya doesn't have any contacts yet. And then here you have the option to export your contacts with an Excel file. Another option that you have to network with someone is the live discussion. So for example, here, if I go back to Antoine's profile, whenever I send a connection request to Antoine, I will be able to chat with that person. So via personal and private live discussion. So as you can see here, I have the live discussion that started, and I can send a message to Antoine. Here at the top, you have your personal menu where you can go back to all your messages. So if I click on the small message icon, I will be able to see all the messages that I have in my inbox. So here, this is all the messages that I get. And at the top, as you can see, you have the option of the drop-down menu. And this is how you can switch between your personal account and the company's account if someone is sending you a private message to your booth directly. So if I switch to my company profile for messages, I will be able to answer the leads messages. So just keep in mind that you can switch from the messages between your personal account and the company's account. I'm just checking my list, but I think I've covered everything. Yes, for the rest, I think I will just let you go through everything. I don't want to take that much time, but basically you can click on each button and go through all the content available for you. Divya, over to you. If you have anything else to add, or if you want me to cover a specific thing, just let me know.
Sure. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you so much for covering so many parts in detail. I think it has been very helpful for a lot of our exhibitors that were online, because they were able to see screens that, you know, either they haven't even explored, they haven't registered, or haven't reached that stage. One of the common questions I'm seeing currently is when you were on the attendees tab, a lot of our exhibitors currently cannot see attendees. So I just want to reiterate, we are going to launch for attendees in the next few hours. So if you can just follow the first part of what Melanie did, which is setting up your company profile, ensuring you're registering the correct colleagues under the right kind of badges, that will just ensure that your profile is ready, and that in a couple of hours, when we start inviting attendees into the system, you will see that button go live. Currently, the button is hidden from your view because those attendees are not live yet. So you will be able to see the screen that Melanie is currently sharing as soon as that button goes live, which is, if I'm not wrong, is going to be in the next 1 hour or so. So probably you can revisit the recording once the webinar is over in the next few days. to sort of go back and explore on all the networking options and opportunities that Melanie covered in terms of connections, chat messages, meetings. So I noticed that that was a very common question. So there's nothing wrong with your screen if you're not able to see attendees. It is so on purpose because we haven't launched for them yet. Exhibitor audience is the first set of people that get to see that get to see the platform. Um, the other common question was, what is the difference between online only badge and live and online badge? Like I mentioned, the only difference is that the live and online badge is limited to a certain number to ensure that there is enough, that the All Secure guideline is being maintained and that not more than a certain number of people are allowed based on the size of your stand. Online only is open to unlimited. In terms of lead retrieval capabilities, it's not going to be any different. If you're registered as an exhibitor, you will just have to, activate your lead retrieval scan once that is ready. The application is still being loaded. We are still setting up those questions for lead retrieval, so you'll get to know that information closer to the show. The only difference is if by any chance you have colleagues that you're registering as a visitor, then yes, the access and the applicabilities, the capabilities that you get as a visitor are very different from that of an exhibitor inside SwapCard, as well as in your lead retrieval application. There is no deadline to registering exhibitor personnel as such. So if you want to keep it open because you're still thinking which colleague will be able to travel and you want to keep things agile, then you can go ahead and register them as online only so that they at least completely utilize the networking opportunity. And then if you want to switch them over to live and online, you can send us an email to fimecustomerservice@informa.com, and we'll be happy to switch your badge type. It does not make any difference to your swap card capability. So I think as long as your online event platform is working correctly, I don't think it shouldn't make much of a difference to the journey. And so your registration is pretty much open till the last minute. Just for everybody to take a note, FIME is going to be delivered as a smart event, which means that you will be getting access to digital badges. So you may even choose to register a colleague or a friend either under your exhibitor stand or as a visitor on site using your phones. And you can simply enter using your badge in your phone. So there are not going to be any physical badges that are given to you in your hand. The other common question I noticed in the chat window was when there are exhibitor representatives who are saying that when they clicked on the drop down on the top right side of your screen, you're not able to see exhibitor center, or you probably are not registered as the right person. That might have happened because you have registered as a visitor and did not go through the visit portal process. So just to reiterate, the process is to register yourself as a link to the company. Because if you register yourself as a visitor, then you're just having a regular attendee capability. You're not able to view or edit and update your company's profile page. Your company's profile page and your personal profile page are two separate pages. They are not interlinked in the sense that data does not transfer from one profile to another. As you saw when Melanie was displaying her screen, you could see that a company profile page has a lot more option. You can put up videos, you can put up banners, you can put up social media links, a lot more information than your personal page. The purpose for maintaining those two pages is completely different. So even if you go and manage your personal profile, it does not automatically update your company page. You will have to do that as a separate step, which is why we allow these extra few days to exhibitors to go in and update as much information as possible so that you're prepared and ready when the attendees start to come in. A bunch of best practices that we have covered or we've gathered from our previous shows is that exhibitors are able to optimize or completely utilize their presence on the online event platform when they add as many representatives as possible. So we encourage you to add as many representatives that you think will be interested and will benefit out of their participation with FIME. As if they're not going to be traveling to the show, that is fine. You can still register them as online only. There are a bunch of things on the attendees side to explore. Once we launch with the attendees side of audience in a couple of hours, you will see that button go live. And every single sales manager, every single salesperson in your company can navigate through that attendees list and make connections, make meetings, apart from just the incoming ones. So there is an incoming element to it, which means prepare your company page to the best extent possible, so that everybody who is interested in your product finds the information on your page. And in addition to that, also an outgoing networking module, which means it allows you to go back into your attendees list and filter people based on their interests. There are a lot of filters that are placed over there according to the product category that you're dealing in, or according to the nature of business of your target audience. And using those filters, you will be able to nail down to people that will match your interests, in addition to the AI recommendations that the system is showing up. I can see that there were quite a few questions in the chat window, and a couple of my colleagues and myself have been trying to answer in between as much as possible. We will be taking note of all of those questions and coming back to you with responses wherever possible. But if you are looking to set it up immediately and you need any immediate help, please reach to us on fimecustomerservice@informa.com. And we'll be able to, especially if you can share screenshots, that's the best way to go about it, because it helps us know what might have, which URL you are on, where you might have clicked, and on which part of the journey you are. It also helps us gather feedback and also improve your journey by placing enough intuitive buttons or texts wherever possible, making it simpler for you. In addition to that, if you have content that is ready for you and you would want somebody's help to place it for you, again, our customer service team is fully equipped to take the content from you over an email and upload it for you if you feel like you're running out of time or you don't have enough resources. Just ensure that you're sharing the right content with the customer service team, and they'll be happy to upload that information for you. I think that almost covers everything that we had planned for today's webinar. There will be follow-up sessions if the exhibitors still demand after this. We will also be doing sessions around lead retrieval. So it may come in the form of videos. So we are going to prepare tutorial videos so that it helps you use the lead retrieval application on site more effectively. We will also be sharing guides that will help you. There are also links to the guides inside Customer Center. We're also including guides on our welcome emails. But if you click on those tutorials, they will help you screen by screen on where to click and how to enter and update your information. I think overall, this session would have answered a lot of your queries. I hope we have tried to eliminate any issues that you might have had by answering your questions in the chat window. I think that is it from both our sides. Apart from this, if you still feel you have some valuable feedback to share and something that we can immediately take away to improve the platform, please reach out to your account manager, your sales manager, and we will hear from them internally and try to implement any suggestion that comes throughout this journey. We want to make this as smooth and as seamless for you as possible, both online and on-site. And most importantly, deliver a safe event that you can safely transact in. I hope we've covered most aspects that we wanted to in today's webinar, and I hope you found this helpful. Thank you so much for taking out the time to attend the session, and also with all your valuable questions and feedback. We will stay in touch, and of course, you always have us on customer service, so you can write to us an email, and we'll come back to you with any answers. And we will also be circulating a recording of this webinar. So if you have other colleagues in your organization that can benefit out of information here, please forward on the webinar recording as well. That's it from my and Melanie's side. Thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of the day, rest of the week, and we'll see you soon.